Nope. We'll set these down here. We'll be all right. Calm down. Calm down.
You jinxed it.
Okay. Well, tell you what. Let's get comfortable in our chairs and let's do meditation. Just get nice and comfortable. Take a deep breath. Let it out. And we're just here to relax. Take another deep breath. Let it out. Like I say every week, we're here to, this part of the exercise is simply to relax the body, because if you don't relax the body, you can't relax the mind. So we need to relax our body. Just relax it from the tip of your head to the bottom of your feet. Just go all the way through and relax. Relax the neck. Go down and relax your shoulders. Go down and relax your arms. Stop holding your belly in. Just let it relax. Concentrate on your breathing. That's what we want to do here. Just concentrate on our breathing. I'm going to be reading again today from John Robinson's book, I Am God, as we do our meditation today. This one's called Surrendering the Heroic Quest. Your problems will never end until you give up the quest to fix them. Relax. Quit trying. The idea of you creates the very problems you struggle with. Freedom, happiness, and vocation begin the moment your personal movie ends and you walk into the ineffable and all-pervading light of God's presence. We are not in the world for solutions, riches, or fame. We are here to awaken the power of love that fuels creation. Don't question your awakening. Don't try to figure this out. Just do it. Analysis, skepticism, or fear of embarrassment sever your connection with God and place you back in the thought prison. Every question, every but, every doubt restores the illusions of thought and thinker. You will never understand awakened consciousness until you experience it. And that experience will be different than anything you can think or imagine. As we go into the silence, I want you to think about who you are. I want you to think about your awakening. As we go into the silence. ever so slowly, ever so gently. Start to bring your consciousness back to this place. Bring your feet alive. Bring it up your legs, your arms. Go ahead and put that tension back in your neck. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and see that nothing has changed. Out here, anyway. Has anything changed in here? That's what we're here about today. Again, to introduce myself, I'm Bill Warner. I'm a member of the spiritual leadership team. And in previous talks this month, we're talking about finding our center. So I started it out at the beginning of the month with talking about being authentic. And then Melissa, the next week, talked about discovering our inner strength. And last week, we had a guest speaker, Reverend Gloria Cato. She talked about awakening the centripetal Christ, the Christ within. There's a theme here, right? It's not just finding your center, it's finding your center within. So today, I titled my talk, Your Life Story. Now, how many of you actually see your life as a story, as a continuing series of episodes that make up your story? Yeah, you see yourself that way? Well, Joseph Campbell, who I will explain later who he is, says the privilege of a lifetime is being who you are. So who are you in your life story? What part do you play? Is everybody here familiar, excuse me, familiar with who Luke Skywalker is from Star Wars? Okay. It's important because I'm going to ask a question, and if you don't know who Luke Skywalker is, the question's not going to make any sense. So, what do Luke Skywalker, Wonder Woman, and you have in common? They are all the hero of the story that they're in. You are the hero of your life story. How does that make you feel? Do you feel like a hero for your life story? What exactly is a hero? A hero is a person admired for courage, outstanding achievements, and noble qualities. Do you not aspire to those? Have you exercised any of those in your life to this point? Can you see yourself as a hero? When you look in the mirror in the morning, do you see a hero? I don't see a hero. But maybe after I get, cleaned up a bit, looking a little better. But I mentioned Joseph Campbell. Let me bring that back, because Joseph Campbell wrote a book. He's a 20th century scholar. Does that place him for you? The 20th century? Okay. Anyway, he wrote a book called The Hero with 1,000 Faces. This is a book about mythology. And in it, he goes to great lengths, as you can tell. He goes at great lengths to talk about what he calls a monolith. Yeah, I know, it sounds like the villain in an adventures movie, but it's a thing. A monomyth. Okay? What he found in the study of myths throughout the world, throughout all eras of time, is that all those stories, all those myths, from whatever culture they came from, were essentially the same. And because they were essentially the same, he wanted to write an outline of them, a blueprint, he calls it. So he wrote a lengthy blueprint. He had 11 different stages of what he calls the hero's journey, which is the story in the myth, which is the story of your life. So let's take, what I did was, because he had 11, I didn't think I was going to have time to go through all 11. So I picked 5. And we're going to go through 5. Diane, if I can have them on the screen. There's the hero's journey. There's a call to action. Crossing the threshold. Appearance of helpers and guardians. Challenges and temptations, and ending in atonement. Now, when you look at that list, just that 5, you can see, at least I can, being a fan, I can see the Star Wars movie right there. Can't you? I mean, there's Luke in this farm with his aunt and uncle, and he gets anxious. He wants to leave. He's got to go. He's got to do something. He's having a call of action. And because of 2 little androids, he ends up crossing the threshold. He ends up leaving the farm and finding helpers and guardians. 3CPO, R2-D2, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Han Solo, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, all those people he finds. And they face challenges and temptations, do they not? I mean, that's the whole thing of the movie. Ending in atonement. Now, atonement in a myth means coming to terms with your father. And Luke comes to term with Darth Vader. I always thought George Lucas was a genius. He's just a copycat. This is Joseph Campbell. But how does that relate to your story? Well, what I want to look at is not how these apply to the human experience, but how these apply to our spiritual journey. Because I see in this hero's journey one's path to inner growth. I see the spiritual journey. So we're going to focus on these 5 areas for your journey in finding your center as it relates to your coming to unity. You could have taken your spiritual journey anywhere, right? You could have started anywhere and gone in any direction. You didn't have to be here in unity, but this is where you are. So let's look at them one at a time, shall we? First one is call to action. Does anybody remember what you were doing before you even heard the word unity? Do you? Okay. You were in familiar territory. You were living a life that was more or less the way you wanted it. Not really aiming to go anywhere. But then something happened. You could say you received a sign. Something got your attention. Could have been another person talking to you. Could have been a problem you encountered in your life. Could have been a series of events that just were beyond coincidence. Whatever it was, you received a call to escape your current conditions and do something else. You didn't know what. You just knew that this was no longer satisfactory. I got to get out of here. I got to leave this place, leave this situation. Maybe to better myself. Who knows? But Joseph Campbell, in his research of all those myths, finds out that more often than not, the hero, when he receives this call, refuses it. They stay where they're at. They don't want to go into the unknown. It's too scary. Because leaving the unknown, going into the unknown, could be dangerous. But refusing the call also has dire consequences. You're still there. You're still stuck in whatever you were doing. You're still working hard at something that you really no longer care anything about. And the hero is now a victim, needing to be saved. But let's say you accept the call. When you accept the call, you're immediately given weapons. Now, that's metaphorical, of course, in the form of wisdom or advice or just someone to take your hand. So the question I have now is, what made you decide to come to Unity? Because once you do, you cross the threshold. You've left your comfort zone. You've left your safe zone. Most people don't want to do that. They want to stay where they're at. They're bolstered by other people who are still there saying, "This, no, you don't want to go there. This is where you belong, right here." But somehow you find the courage. And you come to Unity. You walk through those doors that very first time. And what did you think? What did you find? Well, I think when you cross the threshold, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of people that are here to help, and you're going to get a lot of guidance. The first set of guidance you're going to get is right there on the wall. You got all those 5 principles. That's guidance. That's going to help you understand not only who you are, where you are, but where you're going. So you start coming to unity, and you find that there's one or two people here that you really connect with, and they're going to help you. But that doesn't mean there's not going to be challenges and temptations. You can have all the help in the world, and that's still not going to stop the challenges and the temptations. Like Rosalita said in our opening when she was talking about my talk, she said, challenges, triumphs, and tragedies serve our highest self and bring us closer to finding our center. Because opportunity, it is an opportunity to step into our own power. Why is that? How is that? How is taking on a challenge good for our highest self? How is it that we can step into our power when we have this huge challenge in front of us? And it's simply because challenges, temptations are nothing more than choices. That's all they are. A choice. You can choose one way or the other. If you choose a high road for your higher self, okay, what if you choose the other way? Which choice did you make when you came here? Because our choices literally shape our lives. Go back into the memory of your life. Pick any time. You made a choice that time. And your life went down a certain path. It could have gone down another one, but it went down this one. So every single choice you've made in your entire life has led you to sitting in that seat right there. It shapes your life. It determined your future. So, you're the hero, and you have choices. And these choices give you power. Now, is it the choice to, to go out to dinner tonight? Is that going to give you power? No. We're talking about our spiritual life, our spiritual journey, our spiritual life. The choices that we take during meditation, the choices that we make during prayer. These are times when our ego hopefully is set aside enough that our spirit is advising us. These are usually moments of great clarity. I think we read a book once by Matthew Kelly called Holy Moments. It's a holy moment. And these holy moments lead to moments of personal transformation. They're choices that are leading to moments that lead to personal transformation. And it is here, during these moments, that we die to our old self, and are born again to our new self. Once the hero has done that, then we move to the last stage, atonement. Well, since we're not really interested in taking on our Father, I've changed the word atonement to at-one-ment. At-one-ment. Oneness. Okay? We are spiritual beings having a human experience, here to grow, here to learn, and here to be awake for our whole life. As spirit, we come from a place of well-being and love. That's our nature. So with the completion of our quest, the completion of our journey spiritually, comes the realization that the hero is part of a larger universe. And we have an understanding of everything in it. We realize that good and evil are alike, and all are part of the same cosmic system that we are in. We're all one. Oneness. The monomyth that Joseph Campbell developed, that theme of that monolith, which you see up here, deals with the unity behind the fabric of existence. And the reward for the hero. In a myth, when the hero finishes his quest, he gets what they call a boon, B-O-O-N, or reward. So what is your reward for finishing your hero's journey? It's enlightenment. Enlightenment, simple as that. You're now woke. Unity, we stress oneness. We talk about it every single week. We also stress the importance of spirit over ego. So, okay. Are you a hero now? After listening to all this as pertains to your spiritual journey, can you see yourself as being courageous, having outstanding achievements, and having noble qualities? I certainly hope so. Because you are the hero of your life. I want you to believe it. I want you to live it. And I don't want you to ever forget it. There's going to be a quiz. Thank you for your time today. Namaste.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Bill, for navigating us through that and reminding us that we are each a hero. Another round of applause for Bill, please. All right. Now it is time to enter into giving consciousness. Today I affirm I give joyously, generously, abundantly, and my good is increased and multiplied 1,000-fold. If you feel led by Spirit today to give today, we invite you to prepare for your gift.